beautifully designed home and thought, why does this look so good? Obviously, we all have different tastes, but there's plenty of
Okay.
psychology and science behind what makes certain homes feel so good to be in. So in this video, I'm going to show you science behind what makes certain
Let's rate all these out of 10. This one, I give it like a 8. If I feel like a Nintendo Switch would go right here.
homes feel so good to be in.
I I don't like that. Too white, I'd ruin it.
So in this video, I'm going to show you how to harness that psychology to upgrade your
Ruin
own home
Emo
without
hates white
renovating or
things.
even buying new furniture.
The visual to-do list trap. Okay.
So picture this. It's Saturday afternoon and you just spent 2 hours deep cleaning your
I spilled Dr. Pepper on the couch and it'd be ruined. Yeah. You gotta get black. You gotta have an all black room.
living room. You vacuum the rug, you wipe down the coffee table, you fluff the pillows, and everything
Does anyone fluff their pillows? Are you guys pillow fluffers? Is that a thing?
things in its place. So you sit down on the sofa to enjoy your hard work, but you can't because even though the room is spotless, something's
Too white? No, I'd never do that. It's a waste of time. Did it freeze? Oh, never mind.
still feels off. Like there's this low level hum of restlessness in your body, almost like the space is quietly shouting at you. And that's frustrating because you put in the work and you've got nice things, but the room just refuses to feel like the sanctuary you want it to. Well, here's the thing, the reason it still feels
Alright, let's go back a little bit.
work, but you can't because even though the room is spotless, something still feels
I took this video from Joe Bartolozzi, by the way.
off. Like there's this low level hum of restlessness
Low level hum of restlessness? I mean, I think it's because everything is different sizes. Um, this chair looks ass. This chair looks ass. What is this? What is this thing? Like a five, it's like a 4. What is this?
in your body, almost like the space is quietly shouting at you. And that's frustrating because you put in the work and
Cat
you've got
scratcher?
nice things, but the room
Maybe, but I feel like, bro, just get like a pillar.
just refuses to
Oh, this, I don't know. I don't know what this feels like. I feel like I'd see this in an ad about like some girl with frizzy hair in the corner going, sometimes you just want to snuggle up with a cozy book in a quiet nook. And so we're gonna need to download our app because you don't have every book, but you don't want to spend all that money, so you're gonna want to buy this product or something like that. Looks like your art classroom. Why do art classrooms have so many books? You never read them. You open one up, there's all empty. What the hell? What's going on?
feel like the sanctuary you want it to. Well, here's the thing. The reason it still feels
It's in the
stressful
storage.
usually isn't due to your paint color or your layout. It's because you've
I don't
fallen
know.
into
Having hot pink walls might be kind of annoying.
what I call the visual to-do list trap. And to understand why your clean room is still stressing you out, we have to look at a quirk in human psychology
This place is pretty clean and has a lot of shit all over the place. And I don't get stressed out. That's just a you problem.
called the Zygarnik
Like the
effect. Back in
Y2K
the
thinking black
1920s, a
bedrooms, but I'd
psychologist
never
named
sleep.
Buma Zygarnik
Ah, Y2K fans. There's so many of you guys. You guys got the black jeans that are like 9 sizes too large and and you're just popular with literally everybody, and everybody loves you, like, a little annoying
was sitting in a busy cafe and
because it's the current aesthetic. You have 0 friends. That's just one of one of them follows me, but okay.
noticed something interesting. The waiters could remember complicated orders perfectly without writing anything
Damon's the only person you talk to IRL? I guess. I wouldn't know.
down. But the second the table paid for that order, their brain basically deleted it. Asked them 5 minutes later what that order was, and they legitimately couldn't tell you. And what she went on to
That's
prove through
hold on. What's the full thing? Because
a psychologist named Bluma Zygarnik was sitting in a busy cafe and noticed something interesting. The waiters could remember complicated orders perfectly without writing anything down. But the second the table paid for that order, their brain basically deleted it. Asked them 5 minutes later what that order was, and they legitimately couldn't tell you. And what she went
I understand it now.
on to prove through her work as a psychologist is that the human brain is literally hardwired to remember incomplete tasks way better than completed ones. Because when a task
I feel like I mean, that is cool that she figured out that's an actual phenomenon, but I feel like that's kind of like I would expect it.
is unfinished, your brain keeps it in active memory, which creates this subtle cognitive tension so that you don't forget it. But how does that show up in your living room? Well, your brain doesn't just evaluate your room based on color theory or aesthetics, it also scans for pending actions. So when you sit on the sofa and look toward your TV, you might see that black power cord drooping down. Now, consciously, you know it's just a
I don't
cord,
really
but
care.
subconsciously, your brain sees it like a sign that says, fix me. But this shows up in a lot of areas of our lives. The stack of mail sitting in your entryway isn't just paper, it's a pending action. The cabinet door cracked open because something's blocking it, that's another. And the throw blanket that's half falling out of the basket, that's a third.
Would you need to fix that? Also,
But
my living room does not look this nice. Also, what living room is this? What's this thing? Is this just a towel? No cord to the TV? Fuck. Which is it? I think that's a towel. What, why is it so small? This is in the living room. This is like dead ass. Maybe those are cinnamon sticks? Are those cinnamon sticks? What is this?
subconsciously,
I give this part of the house. This feels like a rich person thing where you walk into someone's house and then there's gonna be a room that's like kind of blocked off for a little bit, like to the right of the entrance. There's just like a couch there and then like a TV. No, too fluffy. Look like wheat, maybe, but oh, I think I've seen this before. But man, everything in this room is purple. You can see the guy who took it. I don't like the no carpet. I have Spanish flooring. It needs a carpet. Let's look at these paintings. We don't really see this one. What are these paintings?
your brain sees it like a sign that says, fix me. But this shows up in a lot of areas of our lives. The stack of mail sitting in your entryway isn't just paper, it's a pending
There isn't any over there. There is some over there, but I don't really care about it. This looks AI. Nah. If it was AI, there'd be things that would give it away.
action. The cabinet door cracked open because something's blocking it,
This might be. This is a little uncanny looking.
that's another. And the throw blanket that's half falling out of the basket, that's a third.
I don't live like this though. Who lives like this? Do you guys know anyone who lives like this? This is very like guitar, like acoustic living. Some might see in an ad. It was blend. This I think it goes back to what I said earlier. This reminds me of those Those people who are like, I just want to snuggle into a tiny corner with my little with a little good book, a good book aesthetic. I think I don't know what to call it, but it's that. It's the good book aesthetic.
And so each of these tiny things is an open loop. And you can think of it as having 50 tabs open in your
What is that base? It looks like a bucket. It's just I have a bucket up there. I think. Hold on. It's just a bucket. It's it's just a bucket. It's all a bucket. I gotta show you guys my
tiny things is
buckets.
an open loop. And you can think of it as having
Emotional support
50
bucket.
tabs open in your browser. You might only be
Who who fucking does this? Who done? Who you open LinkedIn 5? How many times does this person open LinkedIn? 3, 5, 7. You open LinkedIn 7 times? Who the fuck uses LinkedIn that much, bro? Here's my thing, dude. I'll have why? Why would anyone do this? Dude, you just go back to the tab. You gotta like type in a new thing every time.
using
Do any of you guys do this? Do you guys do this? This is are any of you guys one of these people who open LinkedIn fucking 45 times?
one of them actively, but the other 49 are still running in the background. And that's what these little visual hiccups do in your home. Your brain is silently tracking unfinished business all day long, which makes it next to impossible to relax. So the fix usually isn't buying new decor. The fix is what I call closing the loop. And this is very different from cleaning or tidying, because when you close the loop, you aren't looking for dust or reorganizing your bookshelves. No, you're putting on a pair of psychological blinders and walking through your room looking strictly for one thing: unfinished business. And then you finish it. So that might mean
Okay, John Wick. Well, let me do a Jason Statham voice. I'm here for one thing, and one thing only. Oh, never mind. That's not Jason Statham. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. Yeah, I have unfinished business. Plug that back in. Am I muted? I'm not muted.
taping that drooping power cable to the back of the media console so it disappears, putting the mail
Okay, but the difference is that the other one before the TV was on a wall. This one's just sitting here. Is that an Atari 2600? What is this?
taping that drooping power cable to the back of the
What who uses this? What is this? Do you guys know?
media console so it disappears, putting the mail inside a drawer, or just rearranging what's inside the cabinet
This does look pretty nice.
so you can finally fully close it. That's it. You're not redecorating, you're just
Hold on, let me look something up. Little Nook aesthetic. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I hate about modern day architecture. Is this? What is that? Hold on. Little good book aesthetic. Like she's called book aesthetic. Sweater X book. I found what I'm talking about. What are we doing? Can people stop LARPing being cute? Can we stop LARPing that, please? It is, it is, hold on. Hold on. Come on. Because when I see someone with this on their hand, I get so specifically angry at this person's existence that I want nothing more than to drive my own head through a wall. Stop. People want to be cute so bad that they start acting like they're an anime girl, or they start doing this shit right here. This is it. This is the fucking thing. People are it's fake, and they're being fake. This is no one does this because they want to do it. People they're fake. They don't. This is their. They've never read this book. They just hold it on their fucking Instagram story, and they go, little cup of fucking coffee. And I want to drive my goddamn head through a wall.
What is it?
You are the reason society is failing. Not a single book read. Color coded. These aren't even the same genre. You people that do this are some of the fakest motherfuckers I have ever met in my entire life. I'm gonna rip my own hair out. I'm going to rip my own hair out. I'm gonna snuggle up in a little corner with a cozy, good book. I'm gonna strangle you. I'm gonna strangle you. The cream of the shit. We found it. The pure shitification. The pure fakeness. Oh, this is getting good. We found him. Okay, that's just AI. Okay. It's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over again. They haven't read a single book in their entire goddamn life. That's gonna smile on that face. Oh my god. Yo, change the music. I get so fucking angry when I see some bullshit. Like, I'm gonna take my headphones off so I don't start screaming and wake up the whole fucking neighborhood. These people, in their Instagram posts, in their stories, they don't read these books. They don't read these books at all. You know what they do? They set. Oh, we found it. We found it. Found it. Some people be like, "How do you go a day without leaving your house?" I'm like, "It's expensive outside. Not a single page read." Read with me? No. It's probably porn. Let's see what book this person is. Armstrong went over to the washstand. There stands a certain number of the bottles on it. This is the most boring fucking book I've ever read in my life. Jesus Christ. Okay. No, don't like it. Unlike. No, unlike. Hey, there have been fucking books and coffee and stacks of books by a window seal. Any last lighting. Oh, I've wanted to write about this for years. Oh, don't get me started on this. Oh, you people suck. Oh, I'm gonna put the hole through my thing. They're just fake. It's okay, Jacob. Yes, just fake. It's okay. Oh my god. Oh, don't get me fucking started on this piece of shit. It's okay. Stop the thrash metal. Back to the video.
Mental tabs and really closing the loop. And the
We've been recording for 24 minutes. We're 3 minutes into this video.
crazy thing is, the before and after might be something as small as one visible cable, which is completely insignificant on paper, but emotionally, it can be huge. Because when you close that tab, your TV console stops looking like an electronic storage unit and starts looking like a thoughtfully chosen piece of furniture. And when you eliminate enough of these open loops, you're not just making your room look neater, You're giving your brain permission to release that cognitive tension and finally take a rest. Well, let's say you did the first steps and close those loops, but when you walk into your living room, it still feels a little stiff. Kind of like the waiting room of an office, not a cozy home. Well, that usually means that you accidentally built yourself a showroom box. Because just look around most living rooms and you'll see the same pattern: a square room, a rectangular rug, a rectangular sofa, a rectangular TV, and a square coffee table. It's basically boxes inside
Aesthetic.
boxes inside boxes. And sure,
Sorry, I'm looking up
it
how to
looks
spell it.
orderly, but it feels rigid and maybe even a little hostile. And to understand why, we have to look at how human biology interacts with geometry. Because we tend to feel more at ease around curves and organic lines, and we're more on guard around hard, sharp angles. And that kind of makes
Hard. There's a lot of sharp angles in my room. Do you guys get a like? Do you guys get stressed out from my room? Does my room stress you guys out? I think is my room stressing you guys out. A lot of sharp angles in here.
sense because in nature, you don't really see perfect 90-degree corners, but you do see sharp edges where things hurt, like thorns or jagged rocks. So, when a room is nothing but straight lines and corners, your nervous system sees danger. Not enough danger for you to panic, but
This room just looks weird. It's not really. I don't feel danger. I'm feeling endangered. I'm just like, this place is too big. This couch is over here for some reason. There's two cuck chairs. The three-seater should be where the two-seater is, and the two-seater should be where two-seater should be pushed up more. Three-seater should be put. No, hold on. Let me think about this. Three-seater should be here, right? Push this up more because this TV is small as hell. Turn this sideways, like flip this. Push these up. Put the two-seater there. The cuck chairs can go in other places. Put them like right here and then right here.
enough to put you on edge.
Because what people want is they want something that looks nice for their fucking Instagram story. But if it's not livable, what are you gonna do?
But when you add in curves, it sends the opposite message: that this space is safe and approachable. Now, the good news is you don't need one of those trendy curved sofas or a total redesign of your living room. You just need to interrupt the grid a bit. So, if your room is full of right angles, just ask yourself, where can I add a curve to break it up? And ideally, you want to aim
If I just get like do, do you think it would feel less hostile in my room if I just had like a model standing back there? Like a person, like one of them fashion people. When he says curves, do you think like a Victoria's Secret model works? I'm I absolutely wouldn't do that. I'm just curious.
for 3 to 5 rounded elements, which are layered on top of your boxy stuff. So, for example, if you have a sofa with hard, square armrests, take a soft knitted blanket and just drape it over one side.
Good thing we don't have one of those.
Just like that, you've broken the grid. Or if you have a rectangular media console and a rectangular TV, don't
I don't know. I kind of like this. Okay, the painting looks weird. I don't. The painting looks like it was thrown in last second.
hang a square piece of art next to them. Instead, choose a circular or other unusually shaped mirror and place that there instead. What you're doing is giving your eyes a
Or just get rid of this thing. Get rid of these.
place to land that doesn't end in a sharp point. You're tricking your brain's threat
The only
detection
thing is that I'm associating this with matching with these and these with being circular, while everything else matching with the boxiness of the TV and then the shelf and then this, whatever that is. This is a chair, but I'm not. Come on, who's that small?
and that doesn't end in a sharp point. You're tricking your brain's threat detection system into powering down. And when you look at a room that's done this, the transformation
First of all, These colors are ass.
is kind of wild. It stops feeling like a geometry test and starts feeling warmer and softer without changing the primary furniture at all. So now you've closed the loops and added a few curves, and your room's really starting to look better. But then you look at your coffee table or your kitchen island, and even with all
Don't
that
have one
nice
of
stuff,
those.
it still looks messy. You've got the
Mm,
nice candle, the marble coasters, and the
I don't have a coffee table either. I don't have like a suburban home, so.
beautiful coffee table book, but when they're scattered across the surface the way
Coffee table book? Is it? This is okay. This is just a nude book.
they are right now,
Beautiful for different reasons, man.
it just doesn't feel styled. It kind of just looks like clutter. And here's why. Despite what you may believe, your brain doesn't experience a room as good looking or not good looking. It experiences it as work. Because every time you walk into a room, your brain scans what's in front of you and starts cataloging it. And the more separate items you see, the more mental energy it takes to process the space. And that mental energy is known.
Well, yeah, that's true. First of all, there's just a painting on the floor. There's a painting. What is this? Is that a telescope? There's like 50,000 books right here. Who's reading these?
The more mental energy it
It's those book girls again.
takes to process the space. And that mental energy is known as cognitive load. And similar to the browser tabs metaphor I mentioned a minute ago, when your brain is running on high cognitive load, it still runs,
This guy is really good at doing backgrounds. It's very pleasant to look at. Can I up this?
but everything feels slower and hotter than it should. And that's what's happening in your room. Because when you've got candle plus coasters plus matchbox plus TV remote plus coffee table books scattered across your table, your brain interprets
What is this chess set? It looks like meat and cartilage. What is that?
them as five different things. And five isn't that big of a deal until you zoom out and realize that the entire room is full of all these little things: pillows, frames, decor, lamps, baskets. They all really add up. And that's why your room feels visibly loud, even if it's clean. So the question is, how do you keep the things you use without your room feeling cluttered? And this is going to sound too simple.
Burn it. Put the ashes in the corner.
But it's what stylists do in literally every magazine shoot. You chunk them. Chunking is when your brain groups multiple items into a single unit. This is why phone numbers are broken into sections of 3 or 4 digits, because it's easier to process a couple of
334.
groups than a
Oh, and everyone knows the cadence. Hold on. Da 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 da. Like if my phone number was all ones, 111 111 11. Like a 542 387 9423. I don't know if that's a real phone number. I just started saying numbers.
bunch of individual pieces. And in interior design, chunking looks like this. You take the exact same items, so the candle, the TV remote, the coasters, the matchbook, and the book, and you put them inside a boundary. So that could be a tray, a shallow bowl, a basket, or even a cutting board. Because the moment there's a boundary, your brain stops seeing five data.
Ooh, this does look nice. Very nice browns. I don't even know what this is supposed to be over here, but
Points and start seeing one vignette. And that's all without hiding anything. So you haven't become a minimalist and your TV remote is still right there, but now the surface
my TV remote goes wherever the fuck my TV remote wants to.
actually looks good and your brain can relax because you've eliminated all that cognitive load. But you don't need to buy some pricey designer piece to pull this off. Just shop around your own home for something that can serve as that boundary. So if it's for your living room, you can place everything on a tray or inside of a decorative.
Shop around my house. For what? Also, just find a bin. Oh, hey, empty box of LaCroix. Worst drink ever. Empty box of LaCroix. Just put stuff in there.
Bowl. And if it's for your kitchen, you can place things like your salt, pepper, and olive oil on a nice cutting board instead of just loose on the counter. And if it's
My olive oil is in the corner. My salt's in the cabinet. My butter is just like right next to the olive oil.
for your bathroom, then you can place your soaps and lotions on a small ceramic plate. The boundary here doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to tell your brain
Oh, I just got it. Hold on. Hello, I'm back.
that these items belong together. And once you start doing this all across your home, your rooms won't just look tidier, they'll also feel quieter because you lowered the number of things that your brain has to hold on to at once.
The Vaughn effect.
So now your
Okay.
room is physically soft, your cognitive load is low, and you've closed your open loops. And your room is really starting to come together. But what if you've done all that and the room still feels overwhelming? Like it's loud even when it's completely silent. Well, if you love art and bold design, there's a good chance that you're making the same mistake so many people make, which happens when you try to display all your favorite things at the exact same time. And it generally happens like this. You've got a colorful gallery wall, a geometric rug, a bright velvet sofa, and a heavily styled fireplace mantle. And even though you love every piece individually, when you put them all together, your eye doesn't glide through the room. Instead, it just pinballs around and your space starts to feel chaotic. And this is because of the von Restorff effect, which explains that our brains are wired to notice whatever stands out from their surroundings. It's an age old survival feature that used to help us do
This is a really cool image.
things like spot red berries among the surrounding green leaves, because that contrast tells our brain that this matters.
Okay, this just doesn't look like it's a real. This doesn't look like it's there. It's still like someone just slapped on there. There's no like shadow that's very meaningful. I don't know.
And it also explains why, in a quiet,
This is fucking ugly.
neutral room, one big statement piece works so beautifully.
Bro, can people like get better paintings? Dude, just hire me to do paintings. Look, I painted that one.
Take a soft knitted blanket and just drape and you've closed your open loops. And your room is really starting to come together. But what if you've done all that and the room still feels overwhelming? Like it's loud even when it's completely silent. And it also explains why, in a quiet, neutral room, one big statement piece works so beautifully. Because if you've got a
What is this? I'm so amazed that they can actually get painters to do stuff while they're high on acid. Because what is this? Oh, we just put one big toenail here and then a bullet underneath. Or this is just a really big blue penis.
huge blue painting set on a calm wall, your brain instantly knows where to look and you get a clear visual hierarchy. But what happens when everything is trying to stand out? When the rug is loud, the art is loud, the fireplace
Well, oh my god. Yeah. This is tacky.
mantle is loud, and the sofa is loud, well, your visual hierarchy collapses. And I know you've heard me say this before, but when everything becomes a focal point, nothing is a focal point. It's like hearing your 5 favorite songs playing at the same time at the same volume. Even if every song is good on its own, together they just sound like noise and your brain wants out. So, how do you calm the room down without getting rid of the pieces you love? Well, you just need to use a strategy I call active demotion, where you create a chain of command. Because just like a good rock band, a good room can only have one lead singer, and everyone else has to be a backup. So here's what you do. First, you need to choose an anchor. In a lot of rooms, the anchor is going to be a major feature, like a fireplace or a big window.
Holy shit! How many shelves does this person have? Walk into my house. There's just a wall of like 98 shelves, just lining it.
But if you don't have an obvious anchor like that, it can also be the sofa, a large piece of art, or even a dining table if you're working with more of an open concept space. Second, you need to create visual silence around that anchor, which means clearing the loud decor nearby to create some negative space. This is what allows your focal point to have its voice heard. So if your fireplace is your anchor, you can't also have a cluttered mantle, a loud patterned rug right in front of it, and two
In 46 conch shells.
big colorful pieces of art on either side, because that just suffocates the fireplace. But when you actively demote those other things by removing the art to create a calm surrounding wall and stripping down the mantle to one or two simple objects, the fireplace is now able to breathe. You didn't change the architecture at all, you just got rid of all the noise, and your brain finally gets what it's been begging for the whole time: one clear place. And your
Sweet
brain finally
relief.
gets
What are these the same images? What's different about these two? Oh, it's a different carpet.
what it's been begging for the whole time:
I
one
don't know. I kind of like this one better.
noise. And your brain finally gets what it's been begging for the whole time: one clear place to rest. But what if you look around your room at this point and it still feels disconnected? Like everything was bought from 5 different stores on 5 different
I
days
wouldn't
by
care.
5 different people. You've got a nice sofa and a cool rug and a decent coffee table.
Nobody lives like this. At least I don't. I live like this. You guys can see my flooring. I don't have a rug.
And so nothing clashes, but nothing really connects either. And it just kind of feels like a random collection of items, not a cohesive room. Well, this is actually super common because most of us don't furnish a room in one day. We build our homes slowly over time. And that makes total sense. But you also need to recognize something. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. And when it can spot a pattern, it feels calm because patterns mean predictability. But when it can't spot a pattern, there's this subtle sense of something's not quite right. And here's what that looks like in design. If your living room is neutral and you add one terracotta pillow, to your conscious brain, it feels like a pop of color.
That does. Terracotta does add something.
But to your subconscious brain,
This blanket's pissing me off. I don't know why.
it feels like a random anomaly, some kind of visual glitch, because the color appears once and then nowhere else. There's no pattern. But if that same terracotta color shows up a few times across the room, your brain connects the dots. It stops seeing an accident and starts seeing an intentional move. And this is what I call the red thread, a subtle, repeating cue that gives your eye a map to follow. And no, you don't need to buy a matching furniture set. That's how you make your home look like a doctor's office. Instead, you want to do this. Step 1: choose an anchor color. So walk into your room and pick one of the colors in there. Maybe it's the olive in your rug, the mustard in a piece of art, or the terracotta in a vase. That's your anchor color. Step 2: add in 2 more instances of that color. So go into your bedroom, your office, your kitchen, or wherever, and find 2 more items in the same color family. They don't have to be identical matches, but they do need to be close enough that your brain notices they're related. So, for example, that might be a book with an olive spine, a ceramic bowl with that same mustard tone, or a throw
What the fuck is that?
blanket with a terracotta.
What the fuck is that? What? People just be buying shit.
Stripe. And then step 3, place them as a triangle across the room. So bring those two items into the same space and
What?
place them so your anchor color appears 3 separate times, spread out across the room.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because there's a bottle of piss right there.
And the key is that you want to add them at different heights and in different zones. So if your first anchor color shows up in a rug on the floor, then you'll want to put your other items at a mid height and a higher height so you get that triangulation. So maybe you add that color
Okay,
in through an
okay.
object on your shelf or coffee table, and then again on a piece of art on the wall. And what that does is when you stand in the doorway, your eye catches that anchor color and then
When you stand in my doorway, you're staring at stairs.
naturally finds it again and again throughout the room. That's your red thread. But even at this point, there's still one problem everyone hits. When you try to apply all this to your own space, and you genuinely can't tell what's wrong, because it looks fine, but when a friend
A lot of these houses love their tuck chairs.
texts you and says, I'll drop by in 5 minutes, suddenly you see your room like
Nope, don't give a shit. I know he's gonna say, "Oh, suddenly you see your room as messy." Don't care. What? What's he gonna come over? It's like your anchor colors are off. This isn't triangulated well enough.
you've never seen it before. The awkward gap between the chairs, the stuff piling up in that corner, and you even notice that the art's hung too high. And you're like, how did I not notice this earlier? Well, it's actually
What are you friends with a bunch of critics?
not because you have bad taste. It's because you've got room blindness. And to explain room blindness, I need to explain a little bit more about how your brain works.
Abood.
Your brain is constantly trying to
This guy might be Canadian.
save energy. And one of the ways it does that is by filtering out environments that don't change. It's the same reason you stop feeling your watch a few minutes after you put it on, or why you stop noticing your own perfume but smell someone else's immediately. And your living room works the exact same way. That pile of
Was this guy just quiet to anyone else? That was weird. Why was he so quiet? He got louder as he talked. That was strange.
magazines and the lamp that's a little too small, they've been there for so long that your brain stops labeling them as a mess or a bad layout. It just
I sit on the floor. Oh, oh my god. Home sweet home. Rip it in half, throw it out the window.
accepts them as the baseline. And the only reason you suddenly see it when someone's coming over is because the context changes. Your brain snaps out of
I
autopilot
swear this
and
guy's getting
starts
louder.
scanning again. So how do you see your room objectively without inviting someone over every time you need a reset? You use what I call the blackout test. Here's what you do. First, stand in the doorway to your room. Second, take a wide photo of the entire room. And then third, turn that photo black and white. We do this because the
It's
second
a good test. It would not work on me.
you strip the color away, your brain can't get distracted by a pretty room anymore, and you force it to only see things like contrast, shape, and any other problems you've been ignoring. For example, in black and white, a pile of jackets doesn't look like a pile of jackets. It just looks like a dark, heavy mass that's pulling
Looks noir.
one side of the room down. Or you might realize that all your visual weight is on the left side of the room with a dark sofa, dark chair, and dark side table, while the right side of the
Maybe turn that lamp on.
room is much lighter. So the room starts to look like a seesaw. Or you'll spot that your art completely disappears because there isn't enough contrast, or it's floating too high with a
This isn't art. Some dude on Fiverr just took a bunch of sticky notes and slapped them to a board. That's not art.
big dead zone underneath. In other words, black and white basically turns your room into a map of shadows and structure, which is exactly what you need when you're stuck. And
Maybe
once
if it was terracotta.
you can see the room that way, the fixes become obvious. Things like repositioning a heavy piece of furniture to balance out the layout, or relocating or removing the clutter that's creating that dark blob. So you can run the blackout test anytime your room feels off, and you'll catch the invisible chaos before it builds back up. And by the way, if you want to get a step-by-step summary of everything I've talked about here in an easy to read format, I've put it in a
A boot.
doc at the link in the description. I'm
Give 'em the
testing out a bit of a
Canadian
new
roll, my
format for
Discord.
that, and I think you're gonna like it. But now that you understand how beautiful homes are designed, you're ready to move beyond the quick fixes. And the next step is learning a system to tie it all together. So watch this video next where I'll teach you one of the design frameworks
Lighting, explain like you were 5 years old.
I've developed for
Nah.
turning boring, uninspiring rooms into spaces you love to spend time in.
Okay. Thanks for watching. We have to edit this down later. Goodbye.